Kicking off with £100 bottle for the podcast today,
I
sponsored
wish
by
it was
Lark.
sponsored. I wish it was sponsored. I would have got it for free.
Yeah,
£100 on a
But
water
we're just
bottle
talking
is
about a
is a lot.
£100 water bottle. It is kind of crazy. Impulse buy.
Yeah.
yep. How long does the filter last? Does it last? Is it like last a few months, or do you have to keep replacing it like every? What's the situation with that?
So about 2 months. And there's two
2
different
months.
filters. You can get like an extra strong filter, the standard one. It comes with the standard one when you get it. And then if you want the extra strong one, it's supposed to like get rid of more stuff.
Another 100
But
quid.
How much is that?
The filter, I want to say, man, I can't even remember. I don't think it was loads. I'll check now. So if you buy the Lark filters, I think they come in packs of 3. I should have really checked this before I invested in the bottle. But yeah, the actual bottle itself
50 quid for
is that how
three.
much they are. I
50
think it
quid for
depends
three,
which
yeah.
one you get because there's the shit ones.
That's
Oh
the
yeah,
essential
£50 for
filter.
3. They're the advanced ones that I'm looking at. Advanced bottle filter, £40 right now for 3. So I guess kind of expensive, but that lasts 6 months.
To be honest, I thought it was going to be a lot more.
Did you? And even if you don't have, like, you can take the filter out and just drink it without the filter,
Yeah.
and
But
then it's still got like the light in the top that does it. You know what I think it was made for? I think it was made for people that travel a lot. So you know, if you go to a country where the water isn't the best,
yeah.
you could probably still use the tap water. I don't know if I'd fully trust it. I don't know if I'm willing to
I
risk
mean,
it.
We could put it to the test, you know.
That's a dangerous test, though. It's like my next holiday. Let's see if I get the shits for a week or not.
Yeah. Make for a good video.
Yeah. But that was just pure impulse buy.
Hmm.
What was your last impulse buy?
I don't think I've done an impulse buy in a little. Oh, actually, no, it wasn't an impulse buy. But you know how you were saying when you keep on looking at something
Yeah.
and you just can't stop, like thinking
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
So I probably looked at these DJ decks for about a year
Right.
until I decided to put the trigger on the whole set, and it was expensive. But
Yeah.
the way how I justify anything musical that I buy, if I resell it, I'll get my money back at least, at the minimum.
Mm, yeah.
So it's kind of like,
Did you buy Did you buy it new or second hand?
no,
or?
I bought it secondhand and I got it at
Okay.
a great price.
Right.
But then I bought it when I was in the US, and by the time I paid for all the shipping and stuff like that to get it back
Yeah.
to Thailand, I didn't really save that much money
Right.
than if I just bought it here.
Do you have to pay import taxes like in
I
the
didn't
UK?
for these, but because it was so heavy, I had to pay so much extra in baggage. It was probably like an extra $700 just in
Damn.
just in the traveling. But like I said, if I sell it, I'm
Yeah.
back to where I was, so it's not that bad. It's not
I
money
mean,
down
it
the drain.
makes sense with what you're doing. It's like, that's just like a business investment, really. That's not even an impulse buy.
But I tell you what, I've got 2 impulse buys on my head at the moment,
What is
and
it?
they're not cheap. So I'm trying to just wait.
What are they?
So
is it?
one is upgrading my monitors. You know, the studio
Yeah.
monitors I've had for ages. I've had the Adams for ages, and I want to get like some real proper ones because this room is big.
Right.
But they're really expensive, so we'll see. And then the second one is inspired by UJ, which is I definitely want to start doing some bike lessons. So thinking
Oh
about
shit.
Damn.
Okay.
probably getting into that.
Sick. Are you gonna do them? Well, obviously you'll do them over there, won't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna do them here,
Yeah.
and then it'd be nice to just have your own bike to ride. So
Next time you come over, me and you will have the leather jackets on. We'll be
LB,
cruising through.
where's your leather jacket, man? You're gonna have to
I'm
join
spooning
the
the
club.
back of one of you
Yeah,
guys.
he's blagging at me.
We're gonna have
He's,
to get, you know, the
can be on
little
back of
little
you.
carriages on the sides.
yeah, like Wallace and Gromit style.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Imagine he
just be
pulls up
a
to the
passenger.
session, he's just like hugging the back of Ocean, just got his head like pressed up to him.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, need one of
What about
those
you,
like
LB?
Grand Tourers.
Yeah.
What impulse buys?
Yeah.
Not a lot really. What have I bought recently? Just clothes. I just bought like I always do it at the start of the year. I just buy like a ton of clothes for the year, and then don't really have to think about it then. But nothing like, honestly, nothing crazy. I've not really bought a lot of stuff for music production either. I feel like I kind of got everything I need. I've been tempted by synths and stuff.
Mm.
I'm starting to lean into some synths or just getting some hardware at some point, but
Yeah.
nothing really specific. I'm just like it's kind of slowly creeping into my mind that I want to get something else. But
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what the worst thing about it is as soon as you start looking at this stuff online, it starts to
stop.
it starts to come up on your feed and stuff. Like
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
I'm seeing YouTube reviews of monitors and stuff like that from YouTubers I've never seen in my life, but they got full-on channels dedicated to like this monitor versus this monitor, this monitor versus this monitor.
yeah,
There is a science behind it because I'm quite bad with it. Like once I start looking at something, I can't stop until I buy it, and I do all these things to like prolong it. I'll be watching reviews, like I'll be comparing it to other shit, and I do all these things until I buy it, and then you don't get the reward that you think you're gonna get. But there's an actual science behind it because when you're looking and you're comparing things and you're reading reviews and everything, it's like your brain wants to learn about it. So you get these dopamine hits when you learn things about the product. And then once you buy it, it's like, okay, that challenge is over then. So what's the next challenge? And then you pick something else, like maybe it's studio monitors, and you're trying to learn about the monitors and all these little reviews you're watching and all the reading you do. It's all little dopamine hits that your brain gets just from actually learning something from it. It's wild.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is like you're probably the only person apart from like the geeks and stuff who you probably won't meet ever, but like you're the only person that knows all the details about those monitors. But then you get an artist come in and like, yeah, is it loud? Where's the bass? that's all I care about, from bass, but treble.
Yeah, and you know what? They're really convincing as well because I was watching one and he was talking about the monitors and he's like, man, I can't believe that I haven't been using these monitors. I've had them for like a week now. I've broken them in. My mixes are just insanely better now. I'm hearing all these little frequencies. I'm like, damn, imagine if I could feel these frequencies as well. If I could hear it, then my music could be just as good. Yeah, you start
Imagine
thinking
a
like
life. Yeah.
start picturing yourself, start envisioning them. How would it look? Shall I put it
Yeah,
in that
that's
corner
true.
there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing that's creeping into my mind is getting a proper studio desk, because they just look cool. Just literally because they look cooler. Get the monitors, either side. It just looks cooler. But I know it's a silly investment.
And have the rack mounts to get some analog gear.
Yeah, exactly.
I talked myself out of getting an actual music desk.
Oh really? How come?
Maybe like 2 weeks ago, I was really like, man, I need to get one. Now I'm like, nah.
What? How come? Like, why did you? What changed?
One, because it seems like it's going to be a huge hassle to try and get one. It kind of put me off. Two, low key, I kind of like just having a flat desk for the aesthetic.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and then having your monitors not on the desk and on, what do you call them, platforms.
Stands. Yeah.
I was doing some research. Apparently, having them on platforms, and the platforms actually do make a difference, can make your monitors perform even better. But it has to be the right platform where it's like not vibrating or things like this.
Yeah.
I got some of those for my desk. They're only small, but for that reason, because I think when they're so close to the desk, or when they're on the desk, it's just like you get those instant reflections from it that kind of like bounce off your desk. So you're supposed to have them on, something like you said. I can't remember what brand these are. It might be like, let me see if I can find them. Is it like GIK Acoustics, or is that for acoustic panels?
Yeah, they do acoustic panels too.
Maybe it's not them.
Have you started
monitor.
ordering panels yet, Ocean?
I haven't ordered yet, but I found a guy that can make it for me basically and put them all against the wall. So he's gonna.
Oh, it's ISO Acoustics. That's
right.
it.
ISO Acoustics.
ISO Acoustics. Yeah, you could check those, Ocean. They're made for that essentially, to like the way they hold it kind of stops the vibrations and stuff. Oh, give me 1 sec.
Yeah, no problem.
You see, with music production though, this can just be a very deep rabbit hole of acquiring stuff, you know?
Yeah, like you see place. Have you ever been to Silver Shark Studios in
Yeah,
London?
yeah, I've
I
been
feel like
there.
it can get like that real quick.
Yeah, man. The thing is,
Yeah,
you obviously you 100% don't need it,
yeah.
but it's nice to have.
It's nice to have, especially if you want to like run studio time for people. The more technically, like, the more stuff you get, the more of an incentive there is for people to like choose you over like another studio if that's what they're into.
I mean, it
But
definitely does look good too.
mhm. Yeah, I
But
saw this home studio built by this guy in America. I think he lived in LA.
mhm.
It's just the craziest setup. Like he had everything, like a section, a corner for guitars, all mic'd up with the craziest mics, and a section with the grand piano, all mic'd up perfectly, and then a synth room and like a control room. It just had everything, like drum set.
Damn.
Like you think
Whose
of it.
studio is this?
I can't remember his name, but it's on you. I just saw a random studio tour on YouTube. I'll see if I can find it, but yeah, it was just like the craziest setup, and he
There's
had
a
the
really cool
room.
channel called Andrew Masters, where he goes
Andrew
and
Masters.
does tours on studio. People have like home studios a lot of the times, and he'll come and film it. And
Yeah,
there's some incredible builds.
What
yeah.
would be
Let
your
me
dream
see.
setup? Like location, equipment, things like that.
I think having a nice view, maybe over the sea, would be amazing.
Yeah.
But I do really like when the room is like properly soundproof.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one I had in Cockfosters, where it was properly soundproofed and like acoustically treated. That's when I think I made my best sounding beats, like sonically. So I
Right.
think for me it made a difference. So if I could incorporate both of those two, like really good soundproofing with a beautiful view, that would be sick.
Yeah,
I guess that's why they don't have windows because of the reflections.
Yeah,
But then there's a trade-off, isn't there? Because do you want to be in a dark room all day?
it's
mm.
not a vibe.
Sometimes you can't beat that nice view.
Hmm. And I do like. Have you guys ever seen Benny X?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes his streams pop up, but I've seen his studio like on the stream, and that looks sick. I like that. It looks professional, but at the same time, like really cozy,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a
and it's
big
got a bit
room
of
in it, but it's
character.
got like the couch in the background, and yeah, I
Cool
think I've
furniture
seen.
pieces and stuff like that. I kind of like that instead of it just being 100% professional.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah, I
Like
like.
you
can't
I'll
think
can,
tell
what
you
it looks like.
probably one of my favorite studios is probably Gami's. Gami's got a cool
yeah,
studio.
Gummy's
Yeah, it's
nice,
got a
man.
good setup.
Yeah,
Mm.
the colors are really nice,
Yeah, the colors like feels like I'm in the
really warm.
'70s or something, vintage
Yeah,
kind of vibes.
and it's got a nice
Um,
view of like when the train goes by.
the train.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's such a vibe, man. Like on his videos, you just see, especially at night time, you just see the lights of the train just kind of going past while he's recording vocals and stuff. It looks so sick.
I really think the
Yeah.
environment as well will affect the type of music you make. Like if you had
Yeah.
the ocean view and everything was just looking nice and fresh, then I couldn't imagine making as much dark beats as I do.
Hard drill.
making
Yeah.
just these happy drill beats in major
Yeah.
chords and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
It would definitely change your mood.
Hmm.
yeah, definitely. What would be your ideal setup, Jay?
I'm not sure really. I think yeah, because there is a trade-off. Like I would want it perfectly like treated acoustically, but then I also like having sunlight and
Yeah.
having a view as well. I don't just want to be in like a dingy room all day. So I think
Hmm.
I'd be willing to make that trade-off if I could just have like even if it's just like one sort of big window, just so I could see something. Yeah, whether it's like an ocean view or sometimes you see those studios that are like almost in the middle of the woods and they're just looking out into the forest.
Mm,
Like they look sick. Um,
yeah,
so just having a nice view, I guess just like a big like open space. Um, I'd probably have a lot more analog gear. I think I haven't bought a lot of stuff for this room because it's a room in my house, and I think once you start getting analog gear, then you just open up a whole new window, then don't you? Then you go down a rabbit hole of like
That's what,
buying
yeah,
so many different things.
that's what we was just saying
yeah,
before. That it
yeah.
can go to a place where you just keep on accumulating and accumulating and accumulating.
Yeah. And I also I really like a minimal setup. I think my mind isn't clear if the room isn't clear. you know, if you're in like a dirty room cooking up, if it's my own space anyway, I'm like, can't really like. It's like they say, a tidy space is a tidy mind, isn't it? That is true, really, for me anyway. So I like having a minimal setup, but also it's like you need some sort of equipment, so it can't be too minimal. So, but then if it was a studio outside of my house, I'd be way more open to just having like a lot more equipment and analog gear and just having it like a proper studio. Whereas this is kind of an office/studio that I was going for. So yeah, if it was like a different setup away from home, then I'd just go like full studio, yeah. Like big studio desk, synths, a lot of analog gear, I think.
Is that something that you'd want to do anytime soon, or you think you're good here?
Yeah, I don't think anytime soon. I think there's just not a need for it right now because I'm not trying to run loads of sessions and everything. So I kind of like being at home. Obviously, I've got a dog, so it's easy to like let her out, look after her. And I quite like being in my house. It's like just easy because I can just go to the gym, come back, eat, and then I'm just ready. Because one thing I used to hate doing is commuting. I feel like you lose a lot of your day commuting. Like there's quite a lot of traffic around here. So say if I was driving into Manchester, it might take like 45 minutes, which doesn't seem like that long. But once you do that twice a day to go there and back, you're losing like 90 minutes of your life every day just driving. I know you can utilize that time with like podcasts and stuff, but I feel like you can just get more done when I'm like just based here.
No, for sure. Definitely.
But maybe one day. I'm not sure. We'll see how things go.
Yeah.
Would you ever go back to that?
Depends, really. If I was in London, I kind of feel like you have to.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, no, actually, I'm not even going to say that. It just depends where you live. Sometimes you could do it at home, but a lot of the times it's probably best to just have it outside of the home. And there is somewhat of a lot of creative spaces and old factories and stuff that you can rent.
Yeah. I've looked out of curiosity just to see what spaces would be available. I didn't really like see anything.
When I was in
worth it.
Manchester, I was actually looking, but I found it quite hard. There wasn't that many at that time. But there is a lot of old factory buildings.
Yeah, there is. Just depends if it would be worth it for what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not trying to run sessions and you've got the space at home. Like, I don't, like, when I'm working now, like, no one's in the house. Like, my girl just works from home, like, twice a week. So, I don't really have anyone here. Whereas there might be some people who live with a bunch of people. So, it's like they can't really focus and get their work done because there's too many distractions. But I don't have too many here. Just Fudge barking every now and again and people knocking on the door and stuff. Apart from that, it's all right.
What's nice about a home studio as well is that you have your kitchen there.
Yeah.
So you can just make food when you want.
No piss on the toilet seat.
Trust me. No,
when you go to a pirate studio, it's like, oh, there's no way I want to go in that bathroom, man.
Trust me.
Yeah, it's always a mess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's comfy.
Yeah, there's benefits to both, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think if I was running sessions, wanted more artists over, then I'd definitely look at getting a place. But for what I'm doing right now, I don't really need it. It wouldn't make sense. What about you, LB? You ever thought about it more?
Yeah, not really. There is a couple of places in my hometown that are like super cheap to rent and could be like an idea, but I feel like same as like Ocean. If I'm running sessions, it'd make way more sense, and that's probably what I'd want to be there for. Obviously, I'd use it as an a home, like an office and like a workspace, but yeah, it just doesn't make sense. It's like an extra bill, kind of for no reason, unless I've got people coming through and paying for sessions and stuff, which is in Laos, like it's not really going to be anyone coming through that I'm gonna. It might be some fun sessions, like local bands and stuff, but nothing where I'm like putting up like music, like hip hop and trap and rap and stuff like that. So
not a big rap scene in Laos, no.
You have to make it into a hub, man.
Yeah, true. Could have people
turn it into 2015 Atlanta.
I tell you what, it makes sense if yeah, like say if I built it into like a proper thing where people wanted to come and use it as like a promotion platform for their own stuff, so like Kenny Beats kind of vibes, bringing in artists and promoting and making music in the studio, that would be cool. But because I wouldn't want to charge those artists for the session, I'd rather them just come down and then have like the like ad revenue in YouTube stuff, like kind of cover all that stuff, all the expenses. But yeah, because that way it's just like they can create free. They're not thinking about the time, or they're not thinking about this and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Laos, I mean, you've both been to Laos. It's like it's just 80% old people, and then yeah, it's just not
Better,
the
you had that banging calf that had the crazy, what's it called? Like the crazy bakery stuff. I can't even remember what we had, but we had some sort of cake, and it had the icing on top.
yeah. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, Archie's. It was down that little alleyway. There's like a little cafe. They did like cakes and coffees and like sandwiches and stuff. It was good. Yeah, but nah, it's just not the clientele in Laos, unfortunately.
I tell you what, England is good for that type of thing, like getting a good breakfast or some little cakes. Like they do that well.
Nothing is better, in my opinion, than an English breakfast.
Yeah, no other countries really focus on breakfast like that.
You can keep the continental breakfast. I think English breakfast is hands down the best.
Yeah, it's the most hearty. Like, yeah, it just fills you up for pretty much the whole morning. It's good. Good amount of protein in there. It's good.
I agree. Yeah, that's one thing I struggle with when I go away, because, like if you go to Italy, for example, they don't really have breakfast there. It'll just be like a coffee and a bit of pastry. I'm like, I can't start my day on just this little bit of pastry. Like, how am I meant to survive? Like when I go with Kira, she's like, it's fine just doing that. Like girls can just get away with eating like a couple crumbs and a coffee and they'll just be okay.
Literally, yeah.
Couple nibbles on something up. But I'm like, I need fucking 800 calories to start the day. Like, I don't know how they do it, man.
I know, man.
People have said that Australia do really good food. Apparently, they love like avocado and like
like avocado toast
food
and stuff.
Yeah.
I do like an avocado toast. It's just more like but it's not. It don't hit the same as like an English breakfast. I feel like an English breakfast is more almost like a cheat meal.
Yeah,
avocado toast is healthy,
sourdough bread or something like that. It's not. Yeah. It doesn't hit the same. You need that grease. That greasy breakfast. But yeah, this place keeps coming up for rent in Laos. It's not a commercial space, so I could set up a studio there, but it's so sick. I'll put a link in the chat. It's like a converted chapel. So they just turned it into a living space, like a 1-bed church, I guess. And it's just sick, man. It's like all been like decked out, but it's not fully converted into like a proper house. It's still got the open. Everything's still open. It still looks like a church on the inside, but it's been like retrofitted to live in.
I used to go to the studio back when I was like young, trying to be a rapper. There was a studio in an area called Cleckheaton near Huddersfield, and the guy had just like built it right next to his parents' house. So I think his parents had like quite a big house, but then he just had this like outside space where he built the studio and he just ran sessions from there. I think that would be kind of sick if you could like build a studio and have it like on your land, but just kind of separate to your home. Obviously, still inviting people to where you live, so there's always a risk that way. But at least it's a separate building, and it's like no one has to go in your house. It's like
that'd be cool.
Up, you can park there. Like you've just got a whole separate building. So that might be kind of nice. It's still treating it as a different environment, but then you don't have to go through all that commuting and you know dealing with people coming into your house and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that could be a shout.
Guess it's like garden studios. A lot of people do that.
It'd be cool to have like if you lived in like a bougie house, if you had like a basement studio, you know, you kind of like go down into it
Oh yeah.
through like a little secret door or something. That'd be quite cool. Like a dungeon, studio dungeon.
There's no sunlight
Yeah.
with those ones. That's the only bad thing.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. Yeah, I think I need the sunlight, need the view. Yeah, I've just put a link in the chat. It's so sick. Like if you look at the interior, you could so easily see it as a studio. It'd be quite a cool place to just have people over to as well. Just like, I think I'm outside, bro, but I'm in a graveyard. I don't know if it's the right place.
Oh
So
wow, they
this is
still
near
got
you.
their headstones up as well.
Yeah, yeah. This is like just down the road from me, just on the outskirts of
Oh
my,
man, this
of
is
my
super
hometown.
nice.
It's cool, isn't it?
I
Yeah,
love it.
1,300 a month.
I love
Oh,
these
shit.
kind of properties which have character, which
yeah,
you know, like when they've been converted into something, but it's not really meant for
Yeah.
that purpose.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they look so cool.
Yeah,
The
that bath,
bedroom,
like
though,
the bathroom as well, like big bath.
that is
Mhm.
looking crazy.
I'd probably just use it as a studio. Maybe just obviously have
wouldn't
the
live
kitchen
here?
stuff there. I don't know. If I had the money to, I'd probably. It'd be cool to use it just as a studio, like a workspace, to have people come through.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty sick.
I don't know. It might be quite scary to live in, you know, at night
A
time.
little bit
You think
haunted.
it's got yeah, spirits and all that kind of stuff.
Maybe, yeah. And I wouldn't want. I'd probably move the bed out of there, and I'd put like that's where I'd put the desk and everything because it kind of opens up into the
Man,
whole room.
I've just checked on the maps, and it's not. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere in a way.
Mm. Yeah, it's like you just go outside of my hometown, and then it's just kind of down a little tiny road, like a little country road. So yeah, it's kind of
Spooky.
Does look pretty
spooky
sick.
place. But yeah, it'd be cool to have a spot like that.
I've thought about it. So not like right now, but I kind of looked into it one day just to see if something like that would be a good investment. You know, not necessarily if you had a studio, but if you invested in a spot that you could use as a few different spaces, like maybe one room's a studio, one room's for podcasts, you know, just investing in a spot to do that way.
Mm.
But I just couldn't see, like, there's levels to it, obviously, but I couldn't really see it being crazy profitable. I could see it being more of a headache than anything. Because let's say
Like
you've just got
the
like
management and all that.
yeah, like the management. But either way, you're gonna have to like pay whatever the fee is. Like you take out a mortgage to get it, or a loan or whatever. So you'd be paying that off each month regardless, and then you'd have to fill those spaces constantly, like every day, like, and you can only really charge by like the hour, sometimes a day rate. So unless you have like loads of rooms in that space and it's constantly booked up, because you're gonna have to pay for all like the bills, just the upkeep, the management. You'd have to have like support guys that are dealing with people. When I was trying to
about-
work it out, I was like, this doesn't seem that profitable. And then
What
there's
about
always a
instead
cap, because it's like once those studios are booked out, you can't just charge additional stuff. You know what I mean?
Instead of maybe doing like daily stuff, what if you had a building but you converted all the rooms into music studios and you have to rent it monthly, so like you have residents there basically.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that
that'd
would
be
be
cool.
better,
Like signature or
a bit more
something.
secure.
Yeah.
You could do like Cube
I've-
Studios as well, like membership, monthly credits.
Yeah.
So you've got like you
I
kind of lock
guess
them
it just
into.
depends on the numbers, innit?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
getting a spot that size and then having to do it up is like a big investment up front.
Yeah, to soundproof every room and all that. But
Yeah.
it would make you able to charge more of a premium price.
Yeah, if you did it proper.
Hmm. And if you was able
Yeah.
to create like a cool community around it as well, like you
I think Cube
maybe
has done it really
selected-
well, to be honest.
selected the producers
Yeah.
and stuff that are there, and maybe have like community events and stuff like that. That could be a really cool concept. I feel like
Yeah.
there should
Yeah,
be
yeah.
more of that.
Yeah, they
Yeah, there
should
should
to
be.
make it more of a hub.
Could do like yeah, you could do like a monthly event in person and then maybe stream it as well so people can join from wherever. It's not like a location problem then. Yeah, like beat battles, pass the orcs, that kind of thing. Get guest producers in.
Even just as simple as having a communal kitchen, a lot of connections will just happen through there. Like you go heat up your food, you're gonna meet someone.
Yeah,
Hopefully that
that's
could make it worth
Cube.
it.
Cube's good for that, isn't it? Like their lounge area is sick. It's like big, lots of tables, proper kitchen area.
Which one did you go to?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. I'll find it on maps. But it
Got-
was like
They've got the brand
There you
new
go.
one, Elephant and Castle. They've got Hackney, Canary Wharf.
Hackney rings a bell.
I've been to a few
Yeah,
of them now.
it might be the Hackney one. It was on like an industrial road, like a lot of like garages and stuff like that. And then
Oh yeah,
just walk.
I know which one you mean. I think that's the Hackney one.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, I think it was that one.
Yeah, that's the first one I went to.
Yeah, it's nice in there. I like it.
Yeah, because
To
they
be
have
fair,
like some rooms you can rent out like permanently. So they have like one row that's residential, and then everyone has to be a member anyway. But you could have the residential ones, or you can like pay for credits and just be a member. So it's not like Pirate where just anyone's just coming in and out. So it's a lot cleaner, a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
It's well looked
I
after.
feel like it's more professional once you have, residents
Yeah,
that rent rather than just daily, and especially with Pirate just hourly.
yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Pirate is a great
Then-
concept. It's just really run down. It just needs taken care of. Really.
Yeah,
But
it
it's a
started
great
off
concept,
really
though.
good. Like I remember when we first started going, they were all well looked after. All the equipment was good.
Yeah.
And just sort of over time, yeah, like stuff just like was broken, and it was hard to like get into a room and get cables replaced and stuff like that. So
'cause you get what you pay for, though, don't you? That's why it's so cheap.
Literally.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You're just going to attract us. You kind of just choosing your clientele offer it by making it so cheap.
Yeah.
So
Because like Pirate, man, it was like that cheap that people were just renting the rooms. I feel like they were just going there to party. Like we've been in
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
sessions where it's like you go in the room after and there's like cans of beer everywhere. It stinks. It's like everything's
Stinks.
fucked up. There's been like 10 people in there. I think now
Yeah.
they're trying to clamp down on that a little bit and make sure that people are actually submitting who's coming with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I've seen
yeah,
I've seen on like DJ stories where they've gone to Pirate to throw their own like little party basically. But now Pirate will shut off the lights and cut out the power, so
Yeah.
you can't stay. Do you know what I mean? You have to leave once that happens.
yeah, and they've got security there now. I think it's after like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. They have security on in the first part you walk in. There's the security in there, and they check your booking and check who's coming in, and just make sure you're not like bringing in loads of people.
I've seen that in London. I've seen it in one of
Yeah.
the spots in London. I think we went to one of them. Unless you
Yeah,
were there
in
that
Camden,
time.
there was like a
Yeah, I was-
security guy once.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I haven't seen it in Manchester.
Yeah, maybe it's just in certain places.
But no, they're good concepts. I'd like to see a breakdown of like how much they had to invest and what the return is.
Yeah,
And
that'd be
especially
good.
with something like Cube, because to have those spots in London and have like all the equipment that they've got in there, like some of the studios in Cube, like they usually have one big room, which is just like their flagship studio, just like sick, like big mixing desk, just like everything you could imagine in a studio. It's just like the perfect setup. And then they've got all the other rooms as well. So that initial investment must be crazy in a spot like London.
Mm. Yeah, even the equipment, like the standard's so high as well, isn't it? Like even just
Yeah.
the small rooms, they've got like some analog gear in there, maybe like good interface, good mics, good headphones, good monitors.
It would be interesting to see as well how you can turn your studio into a high-end studio and basically just have record labels as clientele. So like a Metropolis, where they got
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
these high-end rooms, but their clients are literally, like Adele's and Stormzy's and shit like that, where the label's paying for everything. So they charge like really high prices,
Yeah.
but they probably recoup so much. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Super profitable.
I saw
Something
this
on that
crazy
level would be
studio.
insane.
Or
There's-
have you ever heard of a singer called Imogen Heap?
Imogen Heap. Not sure.
I think she started like a residential studio, maybe just outside of London. She made
Right.
it crazy. But people from record labels, again, just go and rent it, for like a week or something. But then, if you're charging for that, then that's like a really good bag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I saw this crazy studio in France. I think it was
Oh,
where
I think
Future
I know what you're
recorded
talking about.
Miraval Studios. Miraval Studios.
Yeah.
It was where Future went to record. I think he was there with like Southside and Wheezy and those guys, and I think they just had it for a week or so. And it's the bougiest studio I've ever seen. It's like in the middle of nowhere. It's surrounded by like olive gardens. There's like a water fountain out front. It's got like the craziest studio desk that it looks like custom built. It's like a studio desk. Put it in the chat. But yeah, the it just looks insane. I was looking on the website. Brad Pitt's been there. I don't know why he's been there.
There's a good YouTube
yeah.
video on it, I think.
Oh, is there?
Have you guys seen Diplo's one in Jamaica? Pompeii.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Oh, Diplo.
It's insane, man.
I didn't realize he
Honestly-
was balling on that level.
Yeah. Honestly, having something like that, like a studio, but it's a destination. It's almost to the point like you could just rent it out.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Like turning it into like almost an Airbnb, but it's not Airbnb.
Yeah.
But it's on that
It's
level.
like a workspace, but then you can just stay there for a week. So it's like a proper, like almost like a holiday, like a work holiday kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah, his studio's crazy.
I'm just looking at it now. It's insane.
You should
Similar
watch
vibes
it.
to that France one.
You should watch the Architectural
That
Digest
building
tour.
is insane. I'm just looking through the
Oh my
architect
God.
pictures. But yeah, I'm gonna watch
Shit.
the tour.
Yeah. That's crazy,
Wild.
man. It looks quite cozy.
Yeah,
in
I'd
there
love
too,
a
but,
spot like that.
Spacey. The huge windows and stuff.
So sick, man.
But yeah, could you imagine going there and making dark drill? It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. Doing a sample flip challenge, just fucking about for a few hours.
Be good if we could get like a studio owner on a podcast. You know, like if we could get one of the guys from Pirate or Cube or something. I could try like the Cube guys. I speak to Cube quite a bit. I'm gonna do some affiliate stuff with them. So
Nice.
it would be interesting to just hear what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Mm. And probably get the guy from Silver Shark in as well, because he's got like quite an interesting studio.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like his own space full of it's like stacked with synths. I think Jack and Ellis go there to. They've been there to record like one of the kits they made, Synth Palace.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, because he's got quite a cool studio. Can maybe try.
Yeah,
him
maybe
too.
we'll invest in one, man. If the numbers are right, try and do it one day.
We could all pool and just get a crazy one. All just
Yeah.
pulled in, just like 25% each or something.
Where would we do that?
Jamaica, man.
Every time
Somewhere
we want to do a
hot.
studio session, we got to travel 8-hour flight.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe just go there like 6 months out of the year, just stock up for the year, and then come back home for half the year or something.
Yeah, just to get
Would
away
you-
from these shitty winters here, man. Anything would be
Literally,
nice.
Would you do that, Jay? Would you go not necessarily buy a studio, but would you buy a property abroad to live in it like half the year and just kind of jump between the UK and there?
Maybe, because I guess you could rent it out the times you're not there. But if you had a studio
Yeah.
there, you probably wouldn't want to do that because you'd have all your equipment.
Yeah, you can maybe make that room just kind of off limits, just lock it
It's
up,
true. Yeah,
maybe
That's
make
a
it an
good point.
Airbnb. Yeah,
I'd be open to it. I don't see why not.
be a
I
cool.
was speaking to the guys from Costa Rica. You know, I mentioned that they've got a studio out there. I don't know if I told you about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And yeah, I think I want to do something with them. I'm not quite sure yet what it would be. They're cool guys, to be honest. Like, we just had a quick chat with them. They've got a nice spot out in Costa Rica. Sick view. He was just, the stuff he was saying, it was like, he's just getting up in the morning, he's having his breakfast, and like the monkeys will come and try and like steal his eggs and stuff. And it's kind of on the edge of I don't know really know how he described it. It's like a hill or a cliff or something. So it just overlooks. It's just got like a really nice view, and then the studio itself is really clean, and they run like retreats for all types of things. So they have like meditation retreats, photography retreats, music retreats, and they just hit me up because they wanted to collaborate somehow, whether it be in hosting a retreat for some of my audience, or if I just wanted to come over and like cook up with them, maybe make some content. It was just like open to any suggestions really. So it wasn't like okay, we need you to do this, we need you to bring this many people. It's just like pretty cool and calm. So
Yeah.
I'd love to get out there. I'd I'd be open to like asking my audience, because I don't know, it's one of those things. It might be like a lot for people to spend if they wanted to go, but it is a trip to Costa Rica, so it is a holiday as well. So it's like, if there wouldn't be any pressure, I could just be like, right, there's like 10 spots. Like, if people want to come, you can. If not, it's obviously a bit expensive to get out there and do it. But I think having like being able to like cook up in a spot like that in Costa Rica with a bunch of other creators, like, when do you get the opportunity to do that? So it would be sick.
Yeah. I think it's doable. There's going to be a certain select few with a budget to do it, working full time, do music as a hobby at the minute, and they've got that disposable income. There'll definitely be people open to it, for sure.
Yeah.
You maybe just have to do it as like a screening process where you get people on a call just to make sure they're cool, and just tell them what the itinerary's like, and then just kind of like be full transparency with everything and get them on that way. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's different ways you can do it. Like, Larry O's doing one with them at the moment where it's like a full a week workshop. So like making music and creating content and building your brand, that type of thing. So obviously people who are paying to go, they get that experience with Larry. So it's educational, but then they're meeting other creators. They're in Costa Rica. They get the food and everything covered. So I can see why it would be beneficial for people. But even if I didn't want to run a retreat and like go through the thing of having to like get on the phone with everyone and go through that screening process, it could just be, let's go over there, make some content. I mentioned you guys as well. Say like, maybe we could just go out there and meet up, film some content out there. Obviously we wouldn't be like getting paid or anything, but we might get like accommodation or something like that, which would be sick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys would be down for that. A week in Costa Rica.
Yeah, man. Won't say no to that.
You know me, man. Don't want to get me start thinking about flights and that.
Ocean's already got tabs open on Skyscanner.
Yeah.
Checking flights.
Have you ever been?
Podcast. I've never been to Costa Rica, no.
It's sick.
Have you?
Yeah. Once I went, when was it now? Maybe like 8 years ago or something. I loved it. When I went there, so my family in Canada, my aunt and uncle there, when they retired, they got a place in Costa Rica. So when it was the Canadian winter, they just go out there and spend because it's like opposite seasons. So they'll, like, Costa Rica will have the dry season when it's the winter in Canada. So as soon as winter hits in Canada, they just go to Costa Rica and go in there like holiday home. But one year they invited us, so we all went down. But there was like 20 of us. It was like all my cousins, mum and dad. It was just one of those things when like everyone's there, so that obviously makes the experience way better.
Yeah.
But even if like everyone wasn't there, just the place itself is sick because the weather's amazing. We were right by the ocean. You can like surf there. People are nice there as well. Like, I feel like a lot of people go there it's like a lot of retired hippies that go there. Where I was anyway.
That's what I've heard. Like, it's very, like, what's the word? When you like the environment. Like ecology, like, and all this kind of stuff.
Eco guy, yeah.
Yeah, like very eco-friendly and this kind of...
Yeah, Costa Rica are like up there with one of the most eco... I think there's like 90-something% of the energy that they use is renewable, or I can't remember. They've got some stats like that. But yeah, a lot of the people there, it's just like people go retire there, so they're just like chilled, like surfer dudes who go out there. But it's nice, man. It's wild though, because it's obviously, would you class it as like South America? Because it's the middle bit, isn't it? You have like North America and South America. It's just like one little bit in the middle. Kind of, I sort of see it more as like South America, but I don't know what it's like actually classed as. But because it's down there, obviously they get imports from everything. So I'll be walking down the street with my parents, and then people will just be like, Coca. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like trying to shot Coke to me and my mum.
Oh my god. That's jokes. Yeah, it sounds like a cool spot. Like a nice hub for, just to go, even for just a holiday. It sounds quite nice.
Yeah, it is sick. And obviously the wildlife there's amazing. You have like monkeys in the trees.
can't fuck with monkeys. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Monkeys are
Yeah,
the most annoying
scary.
animals.
They'll rip your face off, man.
Yeah.
They're so unpredictable and
Yeah.
fast.
I didn't see any
Yeah.
like face to face. You can like hear them in the trees, but I didn't actually see any come down.
Yeah, there's a lot in Thailand, but not where I live. More in the country.
Oh yeah, there's that beach, isn't there, where people go and film and there's loads of monkeys on the beach. They'll come and steal your food.
Yeah, there was this one time when I was in Bali, and I went to this place called Monkey Forest, and as you can imagine, there's just monkeys absolutely everywhere. And this baby monkey was like climbing on my foot. I thought it was really cute, but then all the big monkeys like started getting mad, like really protected of the baby one.
Oh man.
A little bit scary, man. I can't lie to you.
Yeah.
And they
You can't
steal
fuck
stuff
with
as
them.
well. You can't really just be having your anything hanging. Like you can't just have your. You got to like really put your bag tight and your
Yeah.
glasses on you, and that. They'll just steal that.
Proper mischievous, aren't they?
Very, very smart animals.
Mm. It's not
But
like
yeah,
but they're stronger as well, so you can't square up to them and try and get it back. It's like when it's gone, it's gone.
but Costa Rica that'd be sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll speak to the guys again this week. We'll see. I think Larry's doing his in April, and then I could maybe look at doing something. Might be good towards the end of the year, like November times, when it's cold over here, because then it'll be their dry season, so might be a nice time to go then.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Sounds good.
Maybe it could be like a whole producer thing. Because remember, how many times have we been thinking about doing a producer link up again?
Oh yeah,
It could be cool to get everyone there, if that's even possible.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Like a good
Yeah,
group
that'd be
of
cool.
us.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe, I mean, that in itself, if they wanted to do a workshop thing as well, then if they wanted that, then the more producers like me, you, Jay, Jack, like they can bring other people in, and some more pulling power for us to get people in, to do the workshop as well, to pay
Yeah.
for it.
I'll speak with them and see how many people they need to attend for it to make sense.
Mm. Is the accommodation like on site in the studio? Is it all in like one spot?
They've got, so they have some like friends with Airbnbs there, but they just like make connections out there, so they'll work with other people. So if they're hosting a retreat, they'll shout one of the guys they know who has an Airbnb, and they'll work out like a deal with them. So say for example, if I was hosting a retreat, I don't think I'd be in the same spot as everyone that was coming, because it might be a bit intense. But then I think there'd be a separate spot for the attendees, so anyone that was taking part in the workshop and everything.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it's a pretty cool setup.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are starting to do that, are they? We spoke about it a few times. Like, there's been those ones in Ibiza. Carvy's just done one in LA. Should maybe speak to him and see how that went for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just like a thing that people are doing at the moment.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
idea. I think it should definitely become a thing. Anything to just encourage community and link ups and in-person meetups, I think is always positive,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
These ones, like any retreat like that, is going to be expensive for people because they're flying out to a different country, accommodation for a week. It is going on holiday, isn't it? And then you'd be
Yeah.
paying
But
to
it'd
take
be
part in
worth
like a
it.
workshop as well. But yeah, I'd be open to doing something like that. Like I was debating whether I should go to that Ibiza one, but the thing that put me off was a lot of it was EDM focused, which isn't really my area. So I didn't feel like it was the best investment for me. But if
Yeah.
there was one where it was like, okay, Murder Beats or something is hosting a retreat and getting people around, it's just like 10 of you, and it was like a few grand to go, I might be like, you know what, that could be kind of sick.
Yeah, man. Do
Yeah.
you remember like the internet money houses back in the day?
Yeah.
Those look so sick.
Yeah, they're like a vibe. Because it was like
Those were
work
amazing.
and play. It's like people are just vibing out, and then people making beats as well. It's not really like super professional, but it is kind of professional still at the same time.
Hmm.
Yeah. Could be cool. Could maybe start off just trying something in the UK, something smaller, like get an Airbnb or just get some kind of space, rent it for the day, just like a day event. like five producers or something, and see who's open to it.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of get a feel for the how it's going to look in terms of like the schedule and what content's going to be included that'd make it worth it, you know, for other producers. And then try and look overseas.
Yeah, it could be just a day workshop, listening to some people's beats, maybe doing some, like a few hours of some educational stuff, and then cook up at the end.
Yeah.
There'd be loads of spots to do that.
Got to get producer Olympics in there as well.
Yeah, of course.
Get that going again.
I'm doing High Rocks tomorrow. Have any of you heard
really?
of that?
Oh, shit.
Well, not an official
Loads of people on
one.
that.
I'm just doing like a pretend one, just at a
You've been
gym.
training
nearby.
for it?
Nah, not at all.
Oh man.
They look
I don't know
brutal,
if
man.
I'm like stupid, but my boy just asked me. He was like, he's volunteered at a few. A guy who just like running stuff just to like meet people there and get his name out and everything. And just when he's volunteered, he's just like, I kind of want to try it. So he said, "Do you want to do it?" I was like, I didn't really know what it is, but it's quite intense, isn't it? It's like,
Oh yeah, super.
Super intense.
so I think I might have fucked up there. I don't do
What
any
is it?
fitness. So
Is it like cardio and weights?
It's like a full
circuit?
on a full on circuit, loads of challenges to push your body in.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a lot,
so-
man.
So you run 1K, and then I don't know the order of the exercises that you do, and I don't even know all of the exercises. I still need to watch the video, but for example, you'll run a K, and then there'll be a certain amount you have to do on the rowing machine, and then you run another K, and then there'll be a certain amount that you do on the, you know, like the ski machine.
Yeah, skiers, sled push.
Yeah,
sled
and then
pull,
there's
burpees.
I don't know what you call the exercise where you have like a medicine ball, you squat and
throw
go
it
up, and then throw it up. Yeah,
Wall
there's
ball,
those,
wall
but I think there's
balls.
like quite a bit to do. It's not just like 10 reps then run. There's like a
Yeah.
lot.
It's also like collective, right? So you do it between you and your partner.
Yeah, so me and my boy are doing it.
Yeah.
So we both have to run the 1K, and then when we get to the rowing machine, it might be like 1,000 meters between us. So I might start, and then when I'm getting tired, he jumps on. But you may not like calculate it right, because it's like if one of you's better at one thing, maybe one of you's got more strength than the other, then maybe you put more effort into one thing and he does less effort on that. You know what I mean? So there's like, I think there's like tactics to it, but it's not like a real event. We're just going to like the mock one, the demo one. So just to get a feel for it.
Yeah. That's
But
brutal,
he's
man.
fit, like he runs loads, like he runs marathons and stuff. Like I just push weights, man, and do maybe a 5K every 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
it might be a struggle, I can't lie. But at
It'd be
least
good
it's not a
though,
real
good
event.
fitness. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go see what it's about. If I'm dying, it's like, all right, I just won't carry on. But I'll be interested to see how far I can push myself.
Yeah. It looks tough, man. I'm just looking at the layouts. A K, like I say, K run, 1,000-meter ski, then a K run, and then sled push 50 meters.
Oh yeah, the sled
And
push.
then-
There's like one forward
Yeah.
and one back.
Yeah, the sled pulls as well. And then there's another K run, then a sled pull, then burpee road 80 meters, another K
I can
run,
hate those.
1,000-meter row, another K run, farmer's carry, another kilometer run, lunges, another kilometer run, finish. Oh, wall balls as well, sorry, and then finish.
That's actually really
grim.
intense.
That's so much, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Have
You're
a-
doing an
have
8K
a-
run with exercises in the middle.
Yeah.
I have a
Crazy.
friend that's really into it, and I see on his stories he's always training for it. He takes it really seriously,
Yeah,
and
there's
he
quite a
signs
few
up
good
for
moments on doing
events.
it.
The official ones, like when they come to a certain country and
Yeah. They do them in
it's
London,
got
don't they?
a cult following behind it. Seems
Yeah,
like it's
it's
getting
huge
bigger and
now.
bigger.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do because it's not like it's obviously really tough on the body, but if you don't want to get as the chance of injury is way lower. So if you're in your 30s and stuff and you're still fit, but you don't want to be running and jumping in like football and stuff, and you want to be in like good shape, it's good for that too. It's like a proper
Up there,
challenge.
man.
Yeah, it's rough.
Good luck, Jay.
I bet a
Yeah.
lot of the hit workout people love it, don't they?
Yeah, like cross
CrossFit,
trainers,
yeah.
CrossFitters, yeah. Wonder
And
what
that's
the
just something I've
record
never
is.
really been into.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah.
CrossFit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done some like small routines, nothing crazy.
Hmm.
But
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like that my thing's just always. I've always just preferred weights. I like with
Yeah.
weights that you can just like. I feel like it's easier to track your progress with weights. With hit workouts and CrossFit, I feel like you go there just to. It's like good fitness. Like you do a routine, you get really tired, you go home. But whereas weights, it's like you track your progress a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Have you?
weights
Have
are just
you ever been
more fun.
into CrossFit?
Yeah, I've tried CrossFit once before. It was cool. It's I don't really like these kind of high intensity workouts like that, but I think it is a good concept, and I see why people
Mm.
would do it as well, just for like meeting people and stuff like that and camaraderie.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know, man. I really like what I like in it. I like weightlifting. I like playing sports. I like martial arts. I like to stick to that when it comes to fitness.
Yeah.
Running, I'm
Yeah.
just not into. I understand that's a huge fad and people love that right now. But again, that's like something that's just not my thing, innit?
Yeah, I've never liked it. I just wanted to do it because I don't really, I didn't really do much fitness for a while. Like I was always like consistent with the gym. I'd like never miss a training session in a week. But then I was like, man, I should probably focus on some sort of fitness. You-
Mm.
But yeah, running is just like every time I'm out there, I hate it. I'm like, I can't wait for this run to be over.
A bit boring, man.
Yeah.
I know people say about the runners high and that. It's just not for me, innit? I'd rather just
I
play
think
football or hit pads or
yeah.
something.
It's when
Yeah.
it's because it's not competitive. It's only you're only competing with yourself. But I think some people just need that extra, like
But
me included.
so is weightlifting, really. You're only
I
competing
guess
against
so.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny the stuff you
But
say to yourself, you know, when you're in that moment when you're trying to get that last rep, or when you're on
mm,
a run and you're dying, you end up just saying some mad shit to yourself, don't you? Like you're calling yourself a pussy, like I don't know. You think you just do anything to get through it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like if you could listen to your own thoughts back in those sessions, you'd be like, this guy's a weirdo, man.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. With weights, it's not as bad as it because it's obviously it's intense, but it's so short burst that you're not really having to like pull yourself through it. It's just a set. You go to failure. It's hard work, but 30-second set and that's it. Whereas running, yeah, you get to that like
Oh
last
man,
mile or last kilometer. You're
really
like,
face your demons.
yeah, yeah,
Like your knees
but
hurting, your hips hurting, shins.
yeah.
If you ever get shin splints,
Shins. I've been getting shin splints recently, and it's been killing me.
have you
Not
got
fun.
you got good running shoes?
Yeah, well, it's not for runners. I'm getting it in basketball. So
Oh yeah.
like, I'd be in a game and then I'd get like a layup and then I just miss the layup because I'm jumping off my left foot and then I'm like getting sharp pain and then I'm having to like bail out of it and just throw the ball in the air, completely miss. But it's getting better now. It's just last couple of weeks.
Can't move like cartoons anymore, can we?
No. Yeah.
Let's not put this in the air. We're still young bucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
alright to be honest. A few more pains than I used to have, but I still get through it.
hmm Yeah. Would you ever play like? Did you ever play like football, like local league stuff? Would you get back into that, or are you just not
I would like
too
to.
fussed?
I would
Yeah.
definitely like to. It's just more of a time thing.
hmm
But
Yeah, I don't like committing to things like that. Where it's
yeah,
like,
because you have to commit for a whole season and stuff, and you can't really just back out on a Sunday.
Mm.
You really need to be there to be consistent for your
yeah,
team, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, for
Reliable.
sure.
training
I
once a
would like
week and
to
then
though.
then the actual game on a Sunday. It's a bit too much for me to
Yeah.
commit to. But I'd
hmm
prefer it if it was just like me and some of the boys, like just when we
Like a
could, maybe
five-a-side
it's every
thing.
few weeks or something like that. We do a five-a-side thing, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that'd be decent. Like less commitment involved.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
Yeah.
Are you committed to basketball? Like how often are you playing?
Yeah, I'm doing it more, but like I told him from the beginning, like I'm not going to be super reliable, but I'll do as good as I can. But this year I've got like a lot more time, so I'm training Mondays, Fridays, and sometimes Sundays, and then playing games on the odd Wednesday here and there. So it's like good. I'm just doing it more so for fitness, to be honest. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's good fun. Just give me 1 sec. Someone's just at the door.
Cool. How's your training going?
Good, man. I'm really locked in. Been counting all my calories,
Have you?
taking my weight every day,
What's your goal at the moment?
shredding down. So I'm
Right.
just trying to lose body fat to shred basically, and I think it's slowly but surely working. So I'm gonna guess maybe like another month or two, I should hit my goal
Nice.
between that time.
That's sick.
It's just a process. But once I'm in the momentum, it's really not that hard.
Yeah.
It's just
What time do
keep
you
on the
usually get
path.
to the gym for?
7,
Okay. That's pretty good.
and then I'll work out. Take me about an hour to do my workout, and
Yeah.
then I try and get my 10K steps in right after my session, so I don't have to do it later on in the day. I just knock everything out in the morning.
Yeah. So how do you do that? Is it just like walking back from the gym?
Yeah, so I'll walk back from the gym, or I do a walk in the park that's close to the gym that I was going to,
Right.
and then I'll go home.
Okay.
And then it's literally just measuring it. Even if I go out to eat, I'll carry a scale with me and measure out everything
Oh, really?
so I can track it. Yeah, because
That's
I
dedication,
need
man.
to make sure that it's all about hitting the macros really
Yeah.
and the calories. I don't want to go crazy. Or even okay, if I can't count it, then I just have to
You can kind of guess, can't you?
figure it out. Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to figure it out. Like maybe okay, I need to eat less in the morning so I can have more calories in the night or something like that.
You want to
But
cut?
I pretty much carry that scale wherever.
How about you, Jay? Are you cutting or bulking or anything at the minute?
No major goal at the moment. I probably should have a goal, to be honest, because I feel like I'm just maintaining. I'm hitting my sessions, but I'm not really progressing. But I'm not really tracking anything like that. I kind of eat the same stuff every day and I eat healthy. I feel like I eat a lot, but I think if I tracked it, I'm not eating as much as I'd need to eat to gain weight. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm so indecisive with it because then as soon as I start eating loads, I'm like, "Ah, I feel too tired. I'm sluggish. It's not worth it." So, I'm
Yeah.
not sure. But yeah, maybe I'd stop being a pussy and just go full force with it. 'Cause I would like to gain some weight, I think. So we'll see. How about
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, same at the minute, really. Same as you, just like eating a normal amount, like just having like fruit for breakfast, and then like a protein yogurt, and then have my eggs, and I have to get my 5 eggs in the midday, some avocado, and then just a lot of meat in a lot of meat for
Pause.
dinner. And then I'm good for the day. Satisfied. But, yeah, no, yeah, I'm not really like aiming. I would like to cut though. I'd like to just trim off some of the
Oh, would you?
little pod. Yeah, because I ate so much last year that I put on some good muscle, but I put, I put on some good muscle last year, but then got a little bit of like a bit fat around the stomach, so I'm trying to get rid of that for summer.
Got you.
But yeah,
Yeah, we should have
God damn it.
we should have set some goals. We spoke about like some New Year's goals, didn't we? I hadn't even really
This
been
was one
checking
of
in.
mine, to be fair. It's
Huh?
on the podcast. This is one of mine.
Yeah, you did say it actually, didn't you? Maybe we'll
Yeah, what
maybe
were
we
they?
should do it now. Like, well, I think I've got some scales upstairs. I'll weigh myself, give ourselves a target weight, and see if we can hit them.
Yeah, that's a good shout. What were those goals again? So Oceans was to cut down, like get like ripped, and then wasn't there like a music goal as well?
Jay's,
Can't remember.
we
Yeah,
have to go
no, I
back to
think
the
yours
podcast,
was
but-
to get a booking or something, or get.
Oh yeah. So you
Oh, that
wanted
was
to
it.
get a certain amount of clients,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
wanted.
which I think
mine
you've
was-
done already.
Yeah, man was to get the clients every quarter, which I'm on track at the minute. I can't remember what my fitness one was though. And then, yeah,
Jay,
yours was to
I
get.
think you said you were still gonna decide and think about it,
Yeah, you were still thinking.
but you was thinking more like to get some placements, if I remember right, and to
Maybe,
probably
yeah.
drop a plug in.
I do have, yeah, plug-in, and that's something I'm looking into at the moment. I'm trying to find someone. We've got a couple ideas, so I'm active on that. I think mobility was like something I wanted to improve as well. And I have been working on that, but I just changed my ideas with it a bit. Whereas like when I first said it, I was wanting to do just like 4 stretch routines a week. And I've still been doing some stretching. But now I just switched up my training at the gym. So rather than focusing on like actual stretch routines, I've just been doing like a real like full range of motion on everything. So it's hard to do because I felt like I was doing everything right, but then when you actually see what a full squat is, for example, it's like, okay, maybe I wasn't going that far down. So now I'm like trying to make an effort to do that because that's going to improve your flexibility. People have said like the best way to get flexible is by doing something with weights, because then it's like almost like forcing your body to like go that far, isn't it? Compared to just doing a stretch. So I've had to like decrease the weight I'm doing, but get like a proper full range of motion there. So it's almost hard to do because it's like, you know, when you're not doing the weights you're used to, then you just feel like you're going backwards. But I've actually been like hurting a lot more after my session because I know I'm getting that full range in. So I've been happy with that.
Yeah.
That makes
And
sense.
that's
then
good.
I wanted to do the 1 run a week, which I haven't really been that consistent with. It's been at least like 1 every 2 weeks.
I did see, as you was talking about stretching, I've been, because my hips are terrible, I've been looking at, you can get a cheap one, which is, it's for doing the splits, basically. I'm trying to, because I've sat down all day and my legs are just so tight all the time, like my hips are so tight. So I was like, let me just try and get this stretching assist thing. So there's one where it's like a V bar, and it's got a bar in the middle, and you just put it on your feet, and you just pull the thing towards you, and then it stretches out.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can spend more than like 200 quid, and you sit on a little chair, and you lock your feet into like a mechanism, and it's got a steering wheel, and you just crank the steering wheel, and it slowly like just yanks your feet, like your legs out wide.
Mad.
I saw.
That sounds scary, that one.
Yeah, I think it was Kai Green doing it, and he was just going and going, and he got it out like full splits. I was like, man, to be that open would be like the best thing.
Oh my
Coming
days.
out with all the fruit it was today.
It's been a while. I've just been stocking up on them. But yeah, I think that would be good to have. Just like, yeah, open up those hips.
Nah, I feel your pain though. I think that's where I'm like, I get most of my pain as well. It's the legs, man, just from sitting down all day. It's still tight, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Hey, what are you doing? Are you doing like a morning stretch routine, like just before bed or anything?
Well, I train in the morning, so I've been focusing on like range of motion in the gym, and then I've been doing a few times a week, just like a 10-minute stretch thing just before bed, if I remember.
Yeah.
But I've been going physio for my back again, and they've given me some stuff to do for my back, so I've been focusing on that more than the usual stretch routine at the moment, just to see how that goes.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of get everything in where it's like, okay, you need to do this for 10 minutes before bed, that for 10 minutes before bed. It's like before you know it, you've got this like hour thing to do of like all these daily habits you should do.
Unless you're like a pro athlete where that's literally your job is to look after your body. It's like really hard to find the time to do everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I hear that.
But I feel like I'm doing a lot.
That's good.
It's definitely time consuming, man. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like it's the best investment you can make for yourself.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially doing it now, I think it's a good time at like this age. Because let's say you get to like 45, you can still put on muscle, you can still shred, but it just becomes a lot harder. Your body doesn't respond as much like as it is now, you know?
Yeah. Without a little help, without a little juice. Get juiced up.
Get some
TRT.
TRT.
Get some TRT, yeah.
I feel like I'd be tempted, man, just because I've been like the same weight for so long. I just feel like I've hit a wall for so long and like, maybe my testosterone is low. And actually I do need some TRT. But like, that's what everyone says, isn't it? Like, I need the TRT, man. Like, I just wanted to bang some testosterone.
Literally. You always see those pictures of those guys in like their 50s and they're just jacked because they're on TRT and they're just like super ripped. So it is tempting. And they all say like, I've never felt better. But it's like making sure you're not going too far with it.
Yeah, obviously you should only be on it if you need it.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll see what happens when we hit 40. See if any of us get juiced up at that age.
Yeah, it is the most important thing though, man. That's why I
It
don't
is, man.
like we spend a lot of money on stupid shit sometimes. Like we buy clothes, we pay for trips, we do all this stuff, but then when it comes to health, people are like hesitant to spend money on
Stingy.
looking after the body. Yeah. So
Yeah.
whenever I'm like, if I notice like a pain, I'm like, let me just go get it checked. Like I don't mind paying for physio sessions because if you try and go through the NHS, it'd be like you're just on like a big wait list. It takes forever. It's like if I'm gonna spend money on like eating food and like going out to eat food, restaurants and holidays and shit, like why would I not spend money on my health? So
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah,
can get
it's
booked
super
in straight
important.
away. Like if I had like shoulder pain one time, it's like I remember trying to go through the NHS and it was just long, and then I was like, let me just book a physio session, and I was just in like within a couple of days. It's nice to
Yeah,
You
have
guys
that
that's
ever
it.
luxury
done?
to be able to do it because not everyone can, but you know,
Yeah.
You guys ever done any blood work stuff?
yeah,
No.
I've done some, but I don't know how reliable they are. I've done the ones so there's companies over here where you can order tests from, and you'll do a finger prick. So it just comes with this little thing, prick your finger, and then you put the blood in the little tube, and then you send it off. I don't think they're as accurate compared to like going to the doctors and them actually just withdrawing the blood from you. And there's probably a lot of bullshit companies out there. Like I've done like testosterone tests, I've done just general health checks, like cholesterol and just all like your usual stuff. But I really don't know how accurate they are. They could be bullshit to be honest.
I definitely want to try something like that. Not the one where you just prick yourself, but actually going into the clinic and getting a full on one
Yeah.
to see
Mm.
what you could be predisposed to.
I think there's some like someone sent me a link to some place in Turkey where you can go and kind of get like a full body scan, just to see
Yeah.
what's going on. I think more and more places are starting to do that now because it's something that people
Yeah.
want. It's like an
It is,
MOT
yeah.
check,
Good to
isn't
know.
it? You just want to,
Yeah, I think it's necessary, man. We don't really think about it, but you could probably be proactive in problems that could come up.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Like if you know
Add some years to your life as well.
you come from a family of diabetes or something like that, and maybe you still live the healthiest life, but it's just within your family, then
Yeah, it's like
having
hereditary.
blood work and making sure like you're all good will help.
yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
I always
I
hear
think
about
now's
people doing it in America, like on podcasts, but I haven't really seen many places promoting it here. I feel like it's quite
Mm.
hard to get your blood work done in England, unless you really go to the
mm,
doctors and saying that you've got these problems and you kind of have to go through the system that way.
Yeah, but even then, they're probably not checking for absolutely everything. They're just checking for
everything.
what they
Yeah.
check for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely seems more of a like promoted in America. Like Rogan's always talking about it, isn't he? And like stem cells and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But I think yeah, you're right. Like now's the age to do it. I think it's like it's this is the age where it kind of splits. People split into two groups. It's like the people that don't really look after themselves and then get knee pops at like 40 odd, and then
hmm
stuff just starts going, back goes, and then there's the people who are like, shit, I want to be you see those old people and they're in like great shape running around still. It's like they're aware they want to be like that. So now's the age where you got to be stretching, getting your works done, seeing what you need to supplement, just getting everything kind of in check
yeah,
now, and then that kind of you're good. As long as you're consistent with it, you're kind of good well into your 60s.
yeah. I want to be the guy who's 70 and still doing pull-ups in the gym and just
Yeah,
active all day.
that's
Yeah.
the goal, man.
But
That
then
is the goal.
that work starts from now,
Of
really, innit?
course, yeah,
Literally now, yeah, that's it. You have to look in like 40 years from now, and yeah, that's the time to start. But yeah, I think it's quite.
Imagine
I
being
think. Oh,
70 and
sorry.
being like, yeah, I've been in the gym for 50 years.
Mm,
Wow.
like still got
yeah.
no gains. That'd be me.
Still
Still
the same
complaining
way.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
just don't want to eat that much. So I'm just tired.
Yeah. See some like 20-year-olds out benching you, like fuckers. Never got up to that weight. Yeah. But to be fair, now I see like guys that like lifting crazy weights, and like when I was younger, like the ego would kick in a bit more, and they'd be like, "Oh fuck, man, I don't want to lift as much as them." But now, like it really doesn't phase me. I'm just kind of there. You just kind of in your own head, don't you? When you go to the gym, you lift what you know you're lifting, and as long as you get a good workout in, that's the main thing.
Yeah, I think because I think now it's different for people as well because there's so much information out there for people to learn from. Like everyone's creating videos on how to do things like with the right technique, the right form. I can remember when I first started training, there was nothing like that. You might see like a couple magazines of like Ronnie Coleman benching fucking 1,000 kilograms. Obviously not that much, but you know what I mean. Or I used to train with like some of my boys that were older, and they'd be like, no form. They'd just be like, get as much weight as you can. They'd be like, you basically couldn't lift it, but they'd help you up with it. It's like, you just need to get used to the weight, bro. It's like, I swear that's not the right thing to do.
That is hilarious. I haven't heard that term in such a long time.
What?
You need to get used to the weight. That's what I used to hear when I was 16.
I was trying to like keep up with like my older brother and like all our older boys and stuff, but I think that's why my joints are so fucked now from doing everything the bad way when I was younger. But now there's like no excuses because there's so much information out there and a lot more research done. But you still see a lot of like ego lifters in the gym, still to this day. Yeah. Especially when you're consciously trying to focus on form, you look around and you'll see someone who's just like swinging, like doing curls like that. Man. Like, what are you training?
Yeah. I've seen a guy in there.
Crazy movements in the gym. Sometimes I'm tempted to film it, but I'm like, you know what? He probably just doesn't know.
Yeah. Some guys don't, and there's a guy in the gym, and he doesn't look like an ego lifter. He's an older guy in his 50s, not stacked or anything, but he lifts weights the craziest way. He was there this morning, and he was bicep curling, and he got the preacher curls. He picked up the weight, and he sort of got it up here, and he was just going like that. That's all he was doing. That was his range of motion. Every machine, it was the same. I was like, damn, this guy really isn't going to see any progress.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? But like you said, some people just legit don't know, and you don't want to be on a Joey Swall video. Have you seen his videos?
Is that when he
you need to do better, that guy?
Yeah.
So.
He's like, they show a clip of someone being like nasty in the gym to someone, and then it'll cut to him like, you tired motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good, to be honest. I like his stuff.
Yeah, he's good. All right, boys, I might have to dip. I've got a call in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we can wrap up the fitness podcast.
Yeah.
Production of
Check
fitness.
in next week to see our progress.
Yeah. Yeah, appreciate you all, man.
Take care.
Peace.